last couple of weeks, we've been talking with community members as well as 2K devs about NBA 2K21.
What they've been saying, guys. What they've been saying, my guys. I'm not excited. No, I'm not excited at all. But bet your fat grass ass that I'm going to pre-order. D-Town, D-Town.
Welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Taking the floor tonight here on 2K Sports, the Miami Heat against the Dallas Mavericks at their home, American Airlines Center. And guys, for the Mavericks, in preseason, we saw them fine-tune their chemistry and timing, but you never really know how far you've come until the regular season begins. Should be an exciting challenge as they look for their first win of the year. And you love the build-up to a new season. Lots of anticipation. Jack, what are you looking for?
There were some VIMs this offseason.
It'll be the last season.
Oh, you like that? Yeah, I understand. And you know what I'm saying? That kind of shift, that right there can shift the balance.
Yeah. Wow. The last year, the Eastern and Western Conference was balanced out.
About balanced out.
We'll see if the trend reverses this year.
And that'll take it right up to tip as we go courtside.
A stunning view of the moon over our broadcast location tonight in Dallas, Texas. This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Erik Spoelstra is the longest tenured coach in Heat franchise history. During that time, league-wide, there have been more than 100 coaching changes. Spoelstra said, "This profession is dynamic. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, so I do my best to grow and get better every year. I don't want to let them down." Kevin?
Great stuff, DA. Thank you. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Friday, they'll be facing off against DeMarcus Cousins and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Sunday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz. So here's Miami's starting group. Mirotic out there with Jimmy Butler. Then there's Victor Oladipo. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's Chile in at the point guard. And for the Mavericks, Doncic and Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Jalen Brunson out there with Andre Robertson. And it's Neal in at the 5. And this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off-season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's
both teams making substitutions here. Williams finds Doncic. Barton outside. passes it to Money. At the elbow, Doncic. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Doncic has got 5 now.
You've got to remember that Luka Doncic is so much more than a shooter. He's got every shot in his arsenal, even amongst the trees in there.
Here's Brown, and it's blocked. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Money passes to Doncic. Makes it off the glass. He has 7. 1:25 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Hero. And there's the pass to Sheely. Kicks it to Butler. Shot clock at 6. Porzingis with the rebound.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert. Well, hit a man in stride. That is a textbook delivery.
The Heat leading by 5. Sheely, the pass to Brown.
Good time, little home, little home, little home. Little home, little home. Good time, good time. It's good time, let's go, sir. Go time. Que feliz, cacaneras.
Here's Hero. Martin defending. Outside Butler. A floater. Porzingis with the block.
You know, when you drive the lane, you have to know where Porzingis is, because with his reach, he can sneak up and send that shot away anytime.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And so Sheely will bring it up for the Heat. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Barton. And the dunk by Doncic.
Nice little run here to shrink that deficit, but can they get over the hump?
Yeah, it feels like they've ramped up their intensity. They have forced good things to happen. Now they're back in it.
Sheely with the bucket.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by Dallas.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. Heat out front, up by 3. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. Tough-nosed Jimmy Butler talks about the mantle of being a franchise player.
Call me a leader, all-star, whatever you want to call it, but with that comes a lot of, some people call it pressure, but a lot of responsibility is what I call it. You know, every night you got to show up. You have to be productive. You have to show guys even when you're hurt, you can still play. Even when you're tired, you got to go out there and do what you're supposed to do. It's fun to me. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
And that's what he worked for. And he works as hard as anyone, Greg, in the NBA.
And you see that competitiveness and desire in his play.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Now, offensively, they took care of the ball. And defensively, they forced a number of miscues.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Heat, Mirotic is out there with Brown. And it's Trier in at the 2-guard spot. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A.
Well, you'd think the ownership style of the Mavericks, something the league had to adjust to. Very active, very outspoken. Sometimes that rubs people the wrong way. But now you get the sense it's almost the new normal.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Everly with the ball. Now guarded by Mirotic. Here's Barton. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And the Mavericks, we know, have been trendsetters, investing in development and in technology.
Kevin, they have always been on the cutting edge of data collection and then using that data to give them a competitive advantage. When you're in a business, it's always about what's next? How can I be better?
That free throw good from Barton. A different look for Dallas. Heels checked in, and Drews subbed in for DeLon Wright. The Heat also changing it up. Marjanovic checked in for Mirotic, and it's Victor Oladipo in for Hero. One second left. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. It's the Heat as they end the second quarter on a 14-5 run. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Mirotic really make. Seconds left in the fourth. And now they foul and stop the clock.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
He dropped the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
And Williams is sort of the classic instant offense guy. Whether he's coming off the bench or starting, he can provide a spark when you need one.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
From deep three-point range, it doesn't go for him. And so it's Dallas winning this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it mattered most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And that about does it for their first game. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and Digital, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long, everyone.
gameplay director Mike Wang and mix him up with Agent Zero. Check it out. I bet you're all wondering the same thing. What is NBA 2K21 all about, both current gen and next gen?
So we're going directly to the developers to ask.
Gameplay director Mike Wang joins us here on 2K TV. Mike, how are you?
Hey, it's great to see you guys.
Up next, the Bulls taking on the Magic. For the Chicago Bulls, a loss in their opening game. So tonight, they're laser focused on securing their first win. Magic, Bulls. Tip-off in just a moment.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Chicago Bulls at United Center. For Chicago, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. And we'll be seeing Josh Richardson, second-round pick who's developed into one of the better two-way wings in the game, Shaq.
Yeah, he's starting to get comfortable in that lead role. The team believes in him, and they're pushing him to seize the opportunity.
You know, as a scorer, he's great. And when he gets his open looks, I'm telling you, this guy really worked hard on his ability to create, too. I do like Josh Richardson.
And the game just about ready to start. We send you to Kevin Harlan for the call.
It's Thursday night, and it's the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. On Saturday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. And then on Monday, they'll host the Boston Celtics. And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, Aaron Gordon is progressing as a shooter. He said, what I've done is connected my three, my pull-up, and my free throw. They're all the same shot now. I'm going to keep trusting my skills, and eventually it'll all come together. With my motor, I feel like whatever I'm doing out there, I can just keep going and going. Kevin?
Tremendous athleticism. Thanks, D.A. Mark, you'd think that team chemistry would just improve as the season goes along, but maybe not if you have personality issues in that locker room.
You know, Kevin, it's one of the most fragile elements in team sports. Chemistry, culture, accepting roles, sacrificing your own individual game for the good of the team. And I think it's always a work in progress.
And as a leader, as I know you were when you played, I'm sure you were dealing with those things all season long.
Yeah, you try to lead by example, but also there's opportunity and times when you have to step up and voice what you see that could be detrimental to your team's success.
Now the starting group for Orlando. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Rajon Rondo is out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Richardson in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Bulls, White and Levine team up in the backcourt. Markin and Carter are up front, and it's Burton in at the 3. So the Orlando Magic able to put the first points up on the board.
You know, when Markin's in this deep, he should be dunking it every time. I like to see him use his size like that.
And here's Richardson. Lets a floater go. He takes it up and lays it in.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Outside, Levine. About a minute played so far here in the first. 6 to shoot. Here's Burton. It's hauled in by Gordon. Now Richardson. And it's sent back by Carter. And he recovers it. Carter against Vucevic. Pass to Fournier. The 3. 4 for Orlando. There's 1:54 left to play in the first quarter. Offensive rebound. And it's Evans with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. They trail by 6. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Hey, knocking down free throws in a hostile environment is really about the battle of the mind.
Here's G. And Bamba now top of the key. Ross on the wing. Covered by Evans. 5 to shoot. Here's G. The offensive rebound. Yes, that goes in.
Boy, Bamba really a dogged rebounder despite his slight frame. He's got great length and timing, and his intensity is really impressive.
Yeah, full court, man-to-man defense here.
And this will put both the offense and the defense to the test.
Pass to Adebayo. Here's Carter. That shot off. So Orlando will take it the other way.
Well, he has not been sharp this period. Seems to be a little flustered out there, too.
Here's G. Covered by Morris.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
The Magic shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
The Magic again can't hit. Teardrop shot, and it's Evans missing. Here's G. Quarter outside, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. It's the Magic. They lead by 9. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
They've got Wendell Carter. Markelle Fultz out there with Monte Morris. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Evans in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative and make something happen.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Carter. Some changes for Chicago. Markkanen, he's checked in for Carter. And Burton subbed in for Morris. And a switcher also for Orlando. Josh Richardson's checked in for G. Here's Bamba. It's Adebayo with the rebound. And Bam Adebayo. He just plays with so much energy when he's on the floor.
Boy, he is ferocious on both ends of the floor. Great energy player who can finish in the paint with the best of them. Very quick on his feet and can cover a lot of ground for a player his size.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. All right, Clark, game is on the line. 1 free throw to make to win a big game. Who is up there for you?
I'd go with your colleague and mine.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's no longer in uniform today, I will go with Steph Curry and Malcolm Brogdon.
Great names. He misses the free throw. Bulls making a switch here. White's checked in. Vucevic checked in for the Magic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Porter. And the second free throw, good. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Richardson with it. Here's the three. It's good from long range.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Just 3 to shoot. From deep. It's all in by the Bulls.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
And he drops in the layup off the glass. Richardson's got the lead up to 11 now for Orlando.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Now here's White. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
Beautiful touch there. Give White these types of looks consistently, and he's going to make you pay.
Magic leading by 9. Now here's Frazier. Here's Richardson. Good. Great play set up by Frazier. That's now 8 points for Josh Richardson.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
White finds Markkanen. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Outside, White. The pass to Burton. Fires from 18. No good that time.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the lead.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Now here's White, following the miss by Josh Richardson. Markkanen from outside. Vucevic with the rebound. Orlando, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Here's Gordon, and then Gordon with the dunk.
And Gordon's eyebrows go up when he sees an opportunity to drop the hammer. This guy is a phenomenal athlete who throws it down with some major force.
Chicago calls timeout.
Well, they say the post-up big man is dead and gone in the NBA, but don't tell that to Nikola Vucevic. An offensive focal point, and he does some of his best work on that low block.
Here's Levine. Last game, 26 points. And you look at the footwork of Vucevic inside, his moves and counter moves, terrific.
Shades of Kevin McHale. And that's something he's continued to develop in the pros. A response to defenders who often surpass him athletically.
Now here's Levine. Knocked away. It's stolen by Lyles. And now the fast break. Ross with the ball. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they need to continue to press that advantage. They've got to get back to that. Don't go away from that. It's been working so well for them. Stay with it.
Here's Vucevic after the made shot from Wendell Carter. Ross against Levine. Markkanen pulls it in.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Feeds it to Vucevic. Over Carter, and it's Vucevic. That time on the assist by Rondo. Vucevic has got his second bucket of the game to go. Just 3 on the clock, and Markkanen throws it down.
Really like the quick decision-making of Fultz there, Kevin. Excellent at surveying the floor for the open teammate.
And so it's Orlando ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Alongside Aaron Gordon. Aaron, you guys came out and played extremely well. What was the mindset in the first half?
We just tried to come out here, really stick to our principles, pick up the pace, and really be aggressive, and it turned out in a high-scoring half.
Just the way you want to play. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. It's been quite a game for Lauri Markkanen.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for Orlando. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Rajon Rondo is out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Richardson in at the small forward position. Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds, but that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant you pretty much played inside, and he drummed into my head and my heart. Make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Carter kicks to White. Shot clock at 5. And stolen by Gordon. And it's Rondo penetrating, and he lays it straight in. And it's an 11-point Orlando lead.
And although not the biggest guy, you got to love how Rondo uses his body inside. Has a great touch as well around the rim.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. And the Bulls with another miss.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Fournier. It's tipped, and he's able to get it back. Markkanen against Richardson. Clock at 6. That's Chicago with the rebound. Markkanen's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's White. Offensive rebound. Levine. Bamba with the block.
Guys, that's all athleticism and timing. Bamba, a terrific shot blocker because he uses the physical tools he has quite well.
Now here's Rondo. He's got 7. And here is Bamba. Here's Fournier, and he uses the glass on the layup. Fournier's got the lead. He's checked in for White.
At the line for ball. 1 shot. 1 shot.
This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, he's got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Markkanen and Carter are up. Levine is out there with Markelle Fultz. And it's Burton in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Good work defensively by Carter.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Here's G. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
I'm not going to say this is my favorite time of year. That's definitely the playoffs. But there's something about the start of a new season it's just thrilling to me, Hornet. Aren't you going to ask me what's thrilling? Oh, sorry, what? Are you on your phone, Hornet?
Guilty as charged, Hank. Sorry, my dog walker just canceled. I gotta try to figure something else out.
That's a much more legitimate answer than I thought you would have had for me. But can you save that for the commercial break? I'm trying to run a radio show here.
Won't happen again, Hank. I am fully present and in the moment.
Okay, you know what? Let's just take care of that break now. You get to your dog stuff. We'll come back and talk about the new season. You're listening to Hank and the Hornet, sometimes on 98.9 The Flex.
Get him for... Ooh, I think I found somebody.
Hey guys, how has development been staying at home during this tough period?
Oh man, it's been a whirlwind. I mean, like, I think at first it was a little bit rocky. We're all trying to learn the ropes, and over time it's gotten smoother and smoother, and now we're pretty much 100% efficiency, and we're going strong.
We're so excited to have you back on the show, as always. But Mike, I know you can't give away everything, but the big question has been, is Next Gen just going to be the same game but 2.0? What can you tell us?
It's absolutely not, Alexis, and I think that's something that we're so excited about, is that we've actually taken the current gen version of the game and we split development between BC Novato and our studio.
These guys are analysts and whatever. They're not afraid. They're not gonna be the market security how that is. That's what I hate about that.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments to prepare for the game and the task ahead. A view from the skies above downtown San Antonio. We're pleased to welcome you to Texas tonight. And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Tonight, we'll see the San Antonio Spurs as they play against the Washington Wizards. Kevin Harlan here alongside Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. DA David Aldridge is on our sideline. And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. On Friday, they'll go up against the Trailblazers in Portland. Then on Saturday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, we're seeing a new trend in NBA practices. Coaches are marking the court in different ways to help players visualize where they need to be. Take, for example, a 4-point line, rewarding players for stretching their shooting range. And a corner three, in some cases, is worth 4 points in practice. And that encourages players to take that high-value shot. There's a lot of coaches thinking outside the box by drawing new boxes on the court. Kevin?
A lot of talk about this, David. Some new ground certainly to look at. Thank you. And the official start of the season, Chris. Is there any opening day for you that sticks out in the many years you played in the NBA?
One opening game, and I don't remember who we played, but I know it was with Allen Iverson. And AI and I had meetings before the season, and we were talking about just how much we wanted to win. We knew we were coming up on the end of our careers, or I remember never entering a preseason with so much hope, because I knew that he was in, I knew that I was in, and we knew that we both wanted it so bad. So I think we both scored 30 or did something crazy like that. I don't remember, but coming out with him that preseason was so special, because I knew we were going to set the tone for how our team was going to play, and we were engaged that year.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Brandon Ingram's out there with Hachimura. Then it's Malik Beasley, and it's Wall, and it's Okafor in the center position. And for San Antonio, we've got LaMarcus Aldridge, He's out there with Chris Middleton. And it's Alexander Walker in at the shooting guard.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Here's Hachimura. The layup off target.
He's not an easy man to stop, but he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything he can.
Back to Middleton. Looking for Wall. He gets it there. Ingram outside. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
We're about 1 minute into the first. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Alexander Walker. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That is his first foul of the game. Murray outside.
You got to admire the tough defensive wall. He doesn't give up any space to get a clean look on this play.
And Chris, a very unique experience playing in the nation's capital. What was your time like with Washington?
Oh, I love D.C. I love Chocolate City. I mean, the surrounding areas of D.C. love the team as well. There's something special about playing in the capital.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Wall. It's tipped. Now here's Okafor. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Ingram over Middleton. And Ingram the bucket on the assist by Okafor. Ingram's got his second bucket.
Ingram spotting up and showing that that touch made him the second overall pick in 2016.
San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And stolen by White. Bazemore passes to White. Now Bazemore. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Samanic. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarter.
Passes it to Humphries. And the dunk by Humphries.
And with a monster finish, he stops an 11-0 run by San Antonio.
San Antonio leading by 4. The pass to Samanic. Johnson outside. 16 seconds left to play in the first. No good from 11 feet. White against Wall. To the inside. Bryant's shot is good.
And the awareness of Wall, a guy you can count on to find the open man.
We'll get right back to the action when we return. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
Or just wearing them out. I mean, when you space the floor like this, the defense has to run and expend the energy.
They've got Doc. Johnson is out there with Derek White. And it's Samanic in at the 4 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. Now here's Wall over White. That one wide left.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. Number 5, the Spurs.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Now here's Wall. It's through for his second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
He's very good at staying in control on his drives, and with Wall's amazing speed, it's not easy to stay in control.
It's stolen by Wall. And now here comes Wall, leading the break. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. And San Antonio has possession following the bucket by the Wizards. White drives in. Back the pass to Samanic. Humphries with the steal. Here's Derrickson. He's guarded by Johnson. Best's shot is good. Best's got the lead up to 4 now for the Wizards.
Oh, the feed off the bounce is in just the right spot.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Chris, you've been a commentator for the NBA Vegas Summer League. Amazing how much that event has grown.
Oh, how about this year? The Chinese, the Croatian national team. I mean, come on. This is a global game, and we're bringing all of them to Vegas to let fans go up in there and watch them and watch rookies at a young, early age and see the best players. I mean, this is awesome. You got to love how forward-thinking the NBA is. This is really cool to watch.
It is.
To take a look at some stats for Murray. Last year, getting it done. 13th in steals. And he also finished in the top 20 of the assist rankings, making plays for others and making his teammates better.
And as we saw last season, a difficult guy to run the offense against. Constantly jumping the passing lanes. Always a threat to create a turnover. Here's Alexander Walker inside. Aldridge inside. Shot to stop the run. There it goes. It's in. And the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Myers.
Straight up effort gets him those points. That's what it's all about on the offensive glass.
And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for Washington. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Hachimura, no good.
He doesn't get the finish, but the D's got to be quicker to rotate and stop him from getting to the rim.
Chalk up 2 there. Murray's got it all tied up now for San Antonio.
The assist is the key to that sequence. I mean, a great look to set him up.
Ingram passes to Wagner. Here's Hachimura. Six on the shot clock. Ingram against Aldridge. Rebound San Antonio.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
Releases. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. And the Spurs lead by 2.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Beasley outside. Pass to Ingram. Here's Wagner. He's covered by Murray. Traps in the tray. Wagner's got 5 points now this quarter.
How about the inventiveness from Ingram? Not to only see his open teammate, but deliver the pass as well.
Pass to Aldridge. No good that time, and it's Washington the other way. Beasley left side. Passes to Wagner. Launches it. Nailed from 3-point land. Wagner's got 8 points.
I mean, it took him a long time to get into the flow of the game, but the points are starting to come for him.
Here's Alexander Walker, covered by Beasley, and in transit. All with it. And so it's Washington heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Deciding to change it up. Spurs trail by 4. So on the floor for Washington. Hachimura out there with Okafor. And it's Wall. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And it's Best in at the 2. And that one drops. 7 points in the game.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Now here's Middleton. Back to White. And the pass to Doc. 5 on the clock. Kicks it down to Middleton. Lets it go from deep. San Antonio again missing. Here's Hachimura. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It goes on Chris Middleton.
And when Hachimura is looking to score, it sometimes forces the D to get aggressive. Love the energy.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Hachimura. We often talk about problems between the players and fans. I'm sure there are some things that fans do, Chris, that players do appreciate.
Oh, yeah, Kev. And you know what we really appreciate?
5 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Kevin Harlan, thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.
Yeah, the thing.
a studio in LA called BC South. And so they've done a great job just taking that game to the next level while the team in Nevada was focused on the next gen version. You're going to find that the next gen game is going to be everything that you have in the current gen version, but just so much more in terms of like what you can do, the breadth of the title. There's so much more. There's so much more content. There's so much. It just feels completely different. So it's a very different beast. And you know, if you have the means, I highly recommend to all our fans to save up for that next gen version. It's going to be a great one.
Now, Mike, with all this new technology, what does that?
This is Hacking the Hornet on 98.9 The Flex, the official home of your Sacramento King.
Get hip or get stuck.
Your hands, everybody. If you
A reminder that you can still join us for an upcoming team trip. Online or have a seat today. All right, fans, stick around for halftime. We'll have a gorgeous shot contest.
And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers. On Saturday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers. Then on Monday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards.
And for the matchup with the Rockets, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Here are the five for the Clippers. Young out there with Paul George. Then it's Montrezl Harrell. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Mann in at the two. And for the Kings, Bagley is out there with Okafor. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Hield. Many players on their best behavior to start the year. Do get more chippy as the season goes on?
If you were in a marriage, Kevin, let's say, and you are. Let's say you had what's called the honeymoon phase.
Yes.
Right around December, that's about your 5th year of marriage. And guys start to think about, you know what, I keep seeing you every day, and I don't like how it is that I'm playing, and I don't like where we are right now. It's cold in this gym. What is going on? That might spill over occasionally to competition on the floor.
Well, because my wife plays this game, watches our broadcast,
yeah,
I'm always in the honeymoon stage.
I'm looking at you, Kevin, and I cannot believe you just said that.
I can't believe she's playing it. Sure. The shot will not fall. Great tee that time from Leonard. Paul George with the steal. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. Over to the wing. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Pass to Mann. Fires from 14. Good as the jump shot falls.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Got to fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
They grabbed their own miss, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Thaddeus Young.
Like to see Bagley establish some confidence and play aggressive here. Terrific at making some of the defenders get physical with him. draft. It's another step forward for him this year.
And so Bagley nails them both.
The culture shift it's been in Sacramento the last few years. Vlade Divac along with Peja Stojakovic, two of the legendary Sacramento Kings players, finding their footing and trying to put their stamp on this organization with some of the young talent that they've acquired.
Now here is Young. He's coming off a 19-point game against Phoenix. Just 5 to shoot. From deep 3-point range. Bagley with the rebound. And Brent, around the league, people are saying the Kings are one of the scarier teams on the rise.
Well, they drafted decently. They play a system that now is speaking to some of their young talent. They've had a nice blend. It's been a long time coming in Sacramento, but fans coming out to the new arena to support this new, young, hungry Kings group.
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Now here's Beverly. He's covered closely. Pass to Harrell. Back to Beverly. 6 to shoot. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Here's Young. Rebound by the Kings.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Guy. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Clippers trail by 4. 2 minutes. Here's Mann. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
The Kings have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Well, free throw drops for Leonard.
Well, we've seen it. We've seen Kawhi Leonard mature and improve right before our very eyes. But one area where he was already pretty good was coming in at the free throw line.
Leonard hits them both. Now the shot clock resets to 14 seconds on an offensive rebound. Brent, you like that change?
I think digging into the numbers a little bit, Kevin, it only affects about 3% of total possessions.
Is that all?
Yeah, throughout the course of the year. Not in any given game. So it's very, very minimal what happens. But what I like is that players have to reset quickly with 14 on the clock. And I think coaches are starting to think about how it is they might have quick sets as opposed to getting the ball to the top of the key and trying to run through a traditional set. Maybe you have quick sets after the reset to get yourself a better shot.
More strategy. Clippers trail by 4. Here's Moutier, and he banks in the layup.
Changing in quickly, he's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Here's Boss. The 11-footer. Rebound by Harrell. Adams outside. And it's all evened up.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
The Kings have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Here's Boss. Adams defending. Here's Boss. And that one's on target from the wing. Here's Adams, who's coming off a 13-point game against Phoenix.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
Now here's Adams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The three from George. To the wing right side. Moutier. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Kings lead by 2. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me. In my darkest days, I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine. So,
well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And for the Kings guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Adams is out there with Emmanuel Moutier. Then there's Harrell. Then there's Landry Shamet. It's Kabengele in at the 5 spot. Boss gets the bucket.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
I don't think he sees any kind of defense when he's at that range. It doesn't matter who's guarding him.
Kings leading now by 4. To the paint. Here's Barnes. Can't connect from short range.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
And stolen by Barnes. Unhindered, going all the way. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
For Sacramento, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
At the line for 2.
And he makes the first. Some changes for Sacramento. Jeffries is checked in, and Hield subbed in for James. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Young's checked in for Montrezl Harrell. And he makes both free throws. And it's Moutier with the ball. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 6-point game. He dishes it to Adams. Got a piece of it. There's the pass to Boss. Feeds it to Kaminsky. Here's Boss. Defended by Moutier. Shot from free throw range. And he overshot that one, missing.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level. His tonight has been high. Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
Here's Boss. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. To the middle. Kaminsky misses. Clippers have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Moutier pass to Young. 2 points. That one goes.
That's exactly what you want Moutier doing. Seeing the open man and firing that pass over to him for the clean look.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first. Most every team now, Brent, looking to run when they can run. Who's the most lethal big man in transition? Can get baseline to baseline in a hurry and make a difference at the other end.
Don't think I've seen any player do the type of things at his size
and with his stride than Giannis. I just think there were eye-popping plays that people could not wrap their head around what it is he could do. Taking 2 steps from half court, lengthening out his right arm to finish at the rim, grabbing offensive rebounds from the block, not taking any steps and dunking it over the top and getting to the free throw line. Giannis running in transition as a big is a problem for the defense.
And all that on the offense, but on his defensive side, he was always doing the same kind of things defensively. Blocking shots, blocking out, whatever the case may be.
Yep, causing, I mean, just the simple fact of being a deterrent, Kevin, the people coming into the lane and using that length. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo is something special in that regard as a big.
Both ends of the floor, I totally agree. And while we have a chance, let's take a look at the best free throw shooters in the league from last season. The 4th spot held by Buddy Hield.
He was locked and loaded from the free throw line all season. Never suffered through any real lulls in that department.
Guy, defended by Beverly. Hield outside. Los Angeles shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. That's good from Harrell.
The compliment that Harrell gets often is the fact that he's just so tireless a worker, and that energy is something that both coaching staffs and teammates appreciate.
And so that's the end of the first half. The Kings on top. They lead by 13. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the...
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We're seeing a tremendous game from Mark. He's checked in for Sacramento. And here are the Kings now. They've got Boss. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marvin Bagley. Then there's Okafor, and it's Hield in at the shooting guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento.
That's where Patrick Beverley's defensive tenacity helps you out, active hands, and he knocks the ball away.
And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverley is one of them.
And Patrick Beverley always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverley plays on, you're going to have to go through them.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that teams are more aware of in the age of analytics is the importance of sleep. Those teams are making adjustments. Morning shoot-arounds have been moved in some cases to the afternoon or eliminated altogether. There are many fewer teams that are taking red-eye flights across country. Some teams even give players orange-tinted glasses to encourage them to sleep. There's a lot of work to be done in this field, but the direction is clear.
Continuing to evolve. All right, David, thank you.
And that is just a deflating error on his part.
Yeah, he knows he shouldn't have made it, and that's just really overall a frustrating sequence.
Completely new group on the floor for the Kings. 1:41 left in the 4th quarter. So for the Clippers right now, Emmanuel Mudiay out there with Adams. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George, and it's Mann in at the 4 spot. Basket counts.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Sacramento.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, There were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game. But once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Adams, the pass to George. And George with the stuff.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
Callaway, nice persistence to tip it back up and in. Callaway!
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here. That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Here's Boss. Let's go. The rebound by Paul George. Passes it to Mann. Kicks it to Adams. Here's Beverly. No good. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that.
And that'll do it, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Owen, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Painful to think about. Back injuries are rough business, and it looks like this one could be as bad as it could possibly be.
What does that mean for gameplay in NBA 2K21 for the next generation?
Yeah, and that's, whenever we have a new console year, that's something that always excites us as developers because we're always able to look and kind of dream bigger. And for us, it just meant, faster processing. It meant more memory. Just the ability to do things that we couldn't do in last generation. And so for us, I think the big next step you're going to see is just immediately when you play the game, it's going to feel completely different. From there, we're able to just add so much more on top of that to make it feel even better. So.
All right, let's talk specific modes. Anything new that you can tell us about?
We didn't want to unveil too much new stuff today with new mode.
This is Zach and the Hornet on 98.9 The Flex, the official home of your Orlando Magic.
Get hip or get stung.
Fans, don't forget about our bobblehead giveaway. Come to the game, bring the family, and get up to your bobblehead.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And an inspired rendition of our national anthem. Really getting warmed up here. Just moments away. We'll be back right after this.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Pistons in Detroit. And guys, for the Pistons, they got their season rolling with a nice win in their first game. Now we'll find out if they can build on it and open with back-to-back victories. And in this one, a fantastic matchup in the middle. Shaq, what does the ideal center bring to a basketball team?
Well, these days, it's someone who can beat you both in the post and facing up. You protect the rim, but you also got to be able to switch out on the guards.
To me, it's great centers like Hakeem. And like the big fella here, Shaq.
Well, thank you, Kenny.
You know, you can build around them with confidence. When the biggest player on the court is the best player, you really got something there.
That's for sure. That'll do it. Both teams ready to tip off. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. DA, take it away.
Well, the maturity and poise of a young Jason Tatum has often been talked about. Maybe that's because his parents prepared him for the NBA from an early age in St. Louis. They had pretend press conferences using a hairbrush as the microphone. As you can say, he's been groomed for this, and it's paying off. Guys?
Yeah, they dotted every I and crossed every T. David, thank you. Here's a look at the schedule for the Magic. On Saturday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Then on Monday, they'll host the Boston Celtics. A look at the Magic starting group. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Tatum out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Tatum in at the 3 slot. And for Detroit, on the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Reed out there with Reggie Jackson. And it's Doumbouya in at the 3, the small forward. Always an intriguing part of the early season, Steve. Teams that are outperforming the expectations, and they look much different than we thought they would.
Yeah, you have those teams, and that's what you love. Those teams, all of us experts, we say where they're going to finish. They end up 3 or 4 slots up. And then those are the teams that just get that momentum. They get going. They have great team chemistry, and they outdo our expectations.
Now here's Jackson. Shoots from 12. That one off the back iron and out. Here's Fournier, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
A young guy with maturity, awareness, and a feel for the game. Tatum is special.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Orlando grabs the miss. A pass to Gordon, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Now here's Jackson. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And not only was he creating for himself, he was setting up teammates with good shots.
Here's Doumbouya. 4-point game. Griffin's shot is off.
3 straight misses to begin this contest and already starting to look frustrated.
Tatum's shot is off.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Here's Doumbouya. Pass to Griffin. It's stolen by Vucevic. Reed against Tatum. Over Reed, and there's the bucket from Tatum.
And really at his best from mid-range. Tatum can get space and shoot up over his defender.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. He kicks to Doumbouya. Hands it from downtown.
There, they get it going. 1 for 4 now. Always feels good to get that first one.
And the defensive impact that Andre Drummond can have on the floor is a major factor.
Well, you know that Drummond is going to do the work of 3 players on the glass, but he's also been a solid rim protector who makes up for his height with great timing and reach.
Now here's Jackson. Jason Tatum missing his last shot, and Drummond throws it down.
With the flexibility to adjust at the rim, Drummond can catch the pass almost anywhere and still throw it down.
Pass to Gordon. Down low. Vucevic against Drummond. Vucevic with the bucket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Now here's Drummond. Rebounded by Vucevic.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
How about the attitude Tatum has? I mean, if he has room to shoot, he is going to let it fly.
Pass to Drummond. Look here for the Pistons. Plumlee is checked in for Drummond. Aminu comes in for Blake Griffin. Rudy Gay's checked in for Doumbouya. And Collins subbed in for Reed. It falls, and 2 points from Baller.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
43 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Outside Jackson. Aminu up top. Now the pass to Gay. Plumlee trying to break loose. No good from Gay. Orlando leading by 7. Here's Baller. And the layup's good off the glass. Baller's got his second basket.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And here's Gay. His last outing, he had 8 points. For 3. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Magic up 9. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Andre Drummond says he's learned how to be a leader on this team.
Watching previous guys who've led this team and did the things that they did, I write that kind of stuff in the back of my head and just say, you know, this is something I need to do this. Or if I see something I didn't like, you know, this is something I probably will stay away from. And I think now that I'm in a role where I could kind of lead this team, I kind of have the blueprint on what I need to do to make this team successful.
And And, you know, Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's got somebody to take some of that leadership role alongside him.
And those two will be pivotal in deciding just how good this team can be.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And when you consider how the Magic are doing, what do you think?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Orlando, Baller is out there with Terrence Ross. And it's Hayward. Then there's Hernan Gomez. And it's Bamba in at the power forward. 2 on the clock. Here's Gay. And it's Gay again missing.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Well, you talk about physical gifts for the game. Mo Bamba, a 7-footer with the longest wingspan, 7'9.5", and that gives him a huge sphere of influence.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Bamba. You look at Bamba able to touch the rim while still on the ground. And he gets off the ground pretty well, too.
A good athlete, still getting stronger and developing his feel for the game. But he has something you just can't teach.
The Magic making a switch here. Baines is checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
You know, the comparisons to Rudy Gobert are understandable. Bamba's insane reach really helps on both ends of the court.
Now here's Jackson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Baller, guarded by Jackson. Baller passes to Hayward. And that one's off, and this is his first shot of the game. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. It's a 13-point game. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And boy, did that game nearly get away from them, but they were a little bit fortunate to have survived at the end of regulation.
They were extremely lucky. I think they took their opponent for granted a little, and it nearly cost them.
Christie, he's checked in for Ball. Here's Hayward. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Smitty, you played with the U.S. national team. Would you say they allow more physicality in FIBA than they do in the NBA?
No, I think, Kevin, different parts of the game, there's more physicality. Like on the free throw line, boxing out. Like going up for rebounds. They let a lot more than we're used to go. But usually the NBA players adjust, and they find their way.
Plumlee finds Aminu.
And Ross can be a real hassle to any shooter with his length. Solid D.
And that does it for the first half of play. Magic lead by 11. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Aaron, you all have played at a high level so far. What has worked for you?
we're just sticking to the game plan. You know, our coaches really drew up something good for us. You know, they wrote it out, and we're sticking to it, and we're executing very well.
Yeah, that's obvious the way you all have played. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum getting it done today.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Reggie Jackson out there with Reed. And it's Doumbouya in at the small forward position. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Tatum passes to Gordon. Lays it up and banks it in. Gordon's got 7.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
Here's Doumbouya following the score by Aaron Gordon. And the jam by Doumbouya.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Now here's Tatum. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And Tatum the bucket on the assist by Tatum. And the Magic lead by 14.
And really an advanced feel for scoring the basketball. Tatum picks and chooses his shots nicely.
Moves on moves. That's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
Here's Tatum after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Outside Gordon. Outside Tatum. Shot clock at 6. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Adding to this lead, he's been dependable and consistent at the offensive end.
Pistons trail by 14. Jackson kicks to Doumbouya. There's the dish to Griffin. And finished off by Griffin.
Blake Griffin's teammates have to say wow, because they get the chance night in and night out to see something fantastic.
That's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to
good. Here's Christie. Hayward outside to the left wing. Pocket 6. Pogba against the Beaton. You can't get that one to fall. The Pistons go the other way with it. Collins against Ross, and Plumlee gets to Jackson. 32 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Gay dishes to Jackson. Off target with his through.
And it's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that.
Passes it to Hayward. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over it back. Seconds left to play here in the third. Here's Gay. Hayward with some nice D. Down the court come the Magic on the break. Here's Christie. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And this is why you gave Hayward big money, not just a score in this offense.
And so it's Orlando in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. The defense has been active and effective. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed. You love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Pistons trail by 16. Fourth quarter. Left to play here in the fourth. No good from Ballin. Detroit's got the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Magic.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to beat.
First official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jason Tatum.
High-level shot making, what we got a chance to witness. He responded to good defense with better offense time and time again.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock.
Andre Drummond with the wingspan of 7'6". It's going to be hard to get it over him.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish it through the contact.
Free throw good for Lamine. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. On the tee. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
tuned by one member of the 2K community on the show today.
Welcome, Agent 00 to 2K. Agent, what has been up lately?
I've just been focusing on content, to be honest with you. That's really been wrong.
has 1 from the line that time. Kings have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Takes it from 10. Here's LeBron. And James throws it down.
Well, that's one man never afraid to punch it. Give LeBron a path to the bucket. And the finish is going to be something in a poster.
Now, here's Fox. About 2 minutes play here in the first quarter. Combo trying to break free. And yes, it's good. Fox has got 6. Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. The pass to Cousins. From Biombo. And Sacramento with the rebound.
They're 1 of 4 here. Just smart for Pete to get into a flow offensively.
Should give no time at all on that one.
You can't give Barnes even a second because that's when he strikes and hurts you faster if catch and shoot jam.
This is it to Cousins. From Biombo. Back to James. And the ball on a play. The Kings will inbound.
Well, that's a moment you love to archive. There's some lapse of judgment there.
Some changes for Sacramento. Will Barton is jacked in for Barnes. And it's Fulton for Buddy Hield. And then for the Lakers. Shaq Diallo, he's jacked in for Kyle Kuzma. Shaquille Harris comes in for Justin Holiday. And Duff subbed in for William Goss. Sacramento leading by 8. Here's Harrison. Bagley with the spark.
And a skilled shot blocker to put run out Bagley uses that height and reach to stifle shooting.
Los Angeles, this is changes. TJ Leaf comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for LeBron. On offense, here are the Kings. They're on an 11-3 run.
guy misses, it's not because the fans have gone crazy behind the basket. Because he shot it left or right or short or long. It's not because of the fans. At least in my opinion.
Fox, deep right on. Shoots over Kuzma. Fox, no good. Lakers trail by 14. Kuzma can't get it to go.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that touch.
Barnes passes to Bagley. Rebounded by Williams-Goss. Lakers have drawn 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter, with about 3 minutes gone by.
Analytics says that you should ignore the mid-range jumper. No, not with LeBron. With him shooting, I'll bank on any shot he takes.
Now, here's Fox. He's got 6. Puts it fly from 18. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. Lakers have gone only 2 of 7 for the field since the second quarter got underway. It's stolen by Bagley. Shoots from 12. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Lakers trail by 12. And just over 3.5 minutes play here in the second quarter. Here's Williams-Goss. Guarded by Fox. Deflects the pass. By Bonifant. Counted good.
You know, I really enjoy watching Cousins go to work deep inside. I mean, it feels like, to me, nobody can guard him down there.
Lead outside. And there's the defensive resetting ball. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why. You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
And the technical free throw is good.
We all know he can shoot, but for him to get better, he's got to keep adding different dimensions to his game.
Martin's checked in for Bismack Diallo. Diallo, he's checked in for the Lakers. Now here's Barnes. Martin surveyed
like, Kevin, DeMarcus, you guys have had chances, but you haven't taken advantage of those chances. What do you say to the team?
That's something I've been preaching on. They're giving us a lot of opportunities, and we got to do something with it. So hopefully we can get some shots and be able to